Hi, everybody. My name is Megan Fielder, author and creator behind Algebra Elevated, and I love making resources and sharing fun tips to help other teachers. So, today I am talking about 6 different tips or tricks to help make binder clean out a little easier for you and your students. Now, if you don't use binders in your classroom, this might not necessarily apply to you, but if you do, you know that your students' binders, they get messy, they get cluttered, and they get pretty unusable or not as useful as they could be. And so I think binder clean out is so important, but has definitely taken a few years to kind of figure out what works for me and my students, and I wanted to share that with you. So, tip number 1, actually spend a class period doing this with your students. So I know a lot of teachers make it like a homework assignment, they have to clean out their binder, but what I've learned is that students really don't know what that means, and that means something different to every student. So by taking 20 minutes, I do it like once a quarter, and cleaning out those binders together really makes a difference. Tip number 2, I do still assign points to make sure that it actually gets done. But what I do is to help not stress out some of my more particular students, I spend 20 minutes in one class period doing it, and then their homework for the night is to either finish or have it ready for the next day. This really helps encourages students to make sure it gets done, but it also gives them that flexibility if they need a little more time, then they can have it. They're not stressed that they have to get it done in 20 minutes. Tip number 3, allow some freedom in how they organize their binder. I don't require that students use tabs. I don't require that if they have tabs, how they use it, how they sort everything. But my main goal is to not have papers flying everywhere and that students can actually flip through their binder like it's intended. Tip number 4 is to walk around and help. Again, students don't really know what they're doing. They don't know what a clean binder means. They might not even know how they want to organize it. So if you're walking around and you're helping, some student might be like, "I'm done," and you're gonna be like, "That's not done." So that's another tip. Tip number 5 is to borrow some supplies from other classrooms, the staff lounge, the library, wherever you need to. Maybe like hole punches, or maybe if there's some kind of shared supplies, maybe some tabs for those students that really need a little bit extra help. But really, the hole punches is really important if you don't hole punch everything for them, just so that there's not a big line amongst the 1 or 2 you might already have in your classroom. And then tip number 6 is to just have fun with it. Put on some music, make it enjoyable so it's not this big chore, but it again is giving students an opportunity. You'd be surprised how many students find those missing assignments that they thought they turned in or they thought they did. It also gives you something to talk about at student-teacher conferences if you need to. Just look, oh, your student didn't even organize their binder. No wonder they're missing more assignments because they can't find anything. Work together, make a plan, help the students that need it, and then you're going to have some students that walk in the door that day and their binder is perfectly fine. So I hope these 6 little tips and tricks can make your binder clean out days a little easier. At the end of the day, the goal is not necessarily the perfect binder, but a usable one. And hopefully you can accomplish that with your classroom as well. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for listening to this, and I hope you have fun elevating your classroom.